She's been called the Rosa Parks of the North because when racists tried everything they could to force her and her family out of a white suburb in the 50s, this queen and her crew stood their ground and said, nah, we're not going anywhere. Do what you gotta do. I'm Che, and welcome to the Black Joy Club, where we celebrate us. Today, we're giving a standing ovation to Miss Daisy Myers and her family, who told all the haters, pack a lunch, because we're staying. Let's set the scene. Daisy and her husband, William, both Virginia natives, both educated at Hampton University. They had 3 kids, ages 2, 5, and 7. William's an Army vet turned electrical engineer, and Daisy is a school teacher. In 1957, they did what every family was told to do post-World War II, go chase the dream. So they moved to Levittown, Pennsylvania, right outside Philly, where the grass was green, the houses were new, and the neighbors, well, let's just say they weren't exactly rolling out the welcome mat. What the brochures didn't say was that William Levitt, the developer, wasn't selling to black folks. But the Myers found a loophole. They bought a home from a white Jewish couple at 43 Deep Green Lane, the first black family in Levittown. Historic. You think they got fruit baskets? Nah. The only thing getting thrown at their house was rocks. Crowds started gathering outside of their home, sometimes in the hundreds, shouting slurs, making noise, and acting like the Myers family was a problem. These folks even got organized and formed the Levittown Betterment Committee, because nothing says betterment like flying Confederate flags and blasting racist music 24/7. They've rented the house behind the Myers just to harass them, and they circulated petitions claiming black families would bring crime and lower property values. Then came the cross burnings, car vandalism, and graffiti. Get this, they even hung an effigy in their yard with kids in the home.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
The news talked to some neighbors about their issues with the Myers. Take a look.
I have 2 daughters and 2 sons, and if there's too many colored people around here, I definitely will get out. I'm not thinking I don't want her associating with colored people, period.
I think we actually have footage of our girl Daisy Myers running down on that woman. Okay, that is actually from a show called Them on Amazon, which chronicles all the drama a black family endures when they move into an all-white neighborhood in California in the 1950s. Highly recommend. The Myers called the police, and sometimes they showed up, but just to practice their standing around skills. Arrests? Rare. Dispersing the mob? Even rarer. Meanwhile, the Myers kids had to go to school through all this. Imagine the toll it took on that family, their marriage. On the flip side, how racist do you have to be at work, dozing off, voice hoarse, because you were out yelling racial slurs till 1 a.m. Let's be real, for a lot of those folks in that mob at Levittown, this was probably the most exciting thing that they ever did. Imagine peeking at harassing a black family and thinking that's a flex. I bet at first they were probably telling that story at every barbecue. But fast forward a few decades, now you're at a retirement party and somebody asks you to recount your wildest story, and suddenly that story doesn't quite hit the same.
Shame. Shame.
But not everyone was trash. Over 200 neighbors signed a petition endorsing the Myers' right to stay. They bought meals, offered emotional support, and teamed up with civil rights leaders to help protect the family. Give it up for the allies. Daisy and William knew this was bigger than them. I mean, trailblazers always catch the most heat. The courts eventually banned gatherings of more than 3 people near their home, but the police barely enforced it. Things got so wild that the governor and the state's attorney had to get involved. All because some folks couldn't handle the thought of people who didn't look like them living in their neighborhood. After about 4 months of the Williams family standing on business, the mob just got bored and left. They probably went back to the church potlucks. And the harassment stopped. They stayed in the home about 3 more years until William got a better job and the family moved to Harrisburg. In 2005, Daisy dropped a book about her ordeal, Sticks and Stones, the Myers Family in Levittown. The city invited her back for a public apology, and they planted a tree in her honor, because nothing says sorry for the cross burning like a nice maple. Daisy retired after 30 years of teaching and went on to work for a local congressman. William passed in 1997, but Daisy was with us until 2011. I love the bravery of this family. They pushed through, stood tall, and showed us what real resilience looks like. If you love stories like this, hit that like and subscribe button. You will find me right here telling the stories that are bigging up our people. Remember, Black joy is revolutionary. Keep shining.